Bună dimineața! Hello everybody. It's the second panel of this event and I'm honored to be the moderator of it and even more honored to have such panelists around me from different institutions, organizations and companies that are very relevant to our topic. So our topic is evolving payments landscape, regulatory dynamics and best practices. The topic already started in the morning with the panel that was moderated by Ali. And right now I want to first of all let you know our panelists. I will start from here, from Madalina Popa from Microsoft. Madalina, tell us a little bit about what's the role of Microsoft within this new payment innovation landscape?
Good morning to everybody. Thank you, Cosmin. And thank you to the National Bank for this invitation. Happy to be here with you. The role of Microsoft, I would say, what's the role of technology, actually? Because technology is basically the enabler of having real-time payments, instant payments, whatever, biometrics, QR payments, everything which is related to the innovation in this area. So we are hoping that at least for Romania, we can help fintechs and banks to adopt technology in order to also be able to offer digital products, digital services.
So a supporting provider of technology for the fintech ecosystem. Thank you very much, Madalina. I will go further to Raluca. Raluca, tell us a little bit about your role and your role of your organization within the ecosystem.
Okay, thank you. Good morning from my side also. Thinking of our role as a central bank, the main role is actually to regulate and to supervise the payments market in order to ensure the good functioning of payment market. But we also are starting to play a new role, supporting innovation actually in the last years. As you all know, we launched the FinTech Innovation Hub. So we have actually in recent years this new role and also the catalyst role in order to support and promote the innovation and the evolution of the payments market.
So you regulate and nurture. You regulate, supervise, and nurture. Yeah, to be more specific.
And actually trying to regulate, supporting innovation, not blocking the innovation.
Thank you for this. And then I will go to José Manuel Marquez. Welcome to Romania,
Thank you,
José. And tell us a little bit about your role and about your function at Bank of Spain and the role of Bank of Spain within the ecosystem in Spain and Europe.
Okay, thanks, Cosmin, and thanks for inviting me to this conference and to this beautiful country and beautiful building. Our role in the Department of Financial Innovation and Financial Market Infrastructure, we have like three blocks. One is related with providing the target services, that is we are the provider of the infrastructure together with other central banks in the Eurosystem, like Banque de France, Bundesbank and Banque d'Italy, on the target services, that is the instant payments, the collateral management that we will launch next year, and the target 2 securities. The second block is related to providing a platform in order to managing the investment of the central banks. This platform has been built with the Banque de France, but we are offering these services to manage the investment of the portfolio of the central bank to other central banks in the Eurosystem nowadays. And the third block, and this is the more related with the subject of this conference, is regarding with innovation. That is, we are not the regulator or supervisor, but we are like a point of contact of fintech and incumbent regarding with innovation. We also coordinate internally in the Bank of Spain the sandbox. We also coordinate discussions around the digital euro inside the Bank of Spain. And in order to understand the innovation, we also launch and develop some kind of experimentation and research in areas that we found that are more critical or more interesting to know, or to have a first view from our side. I stop here.
Thank you very much for this intro. So we have the Bank of Spain here, and hopefully we will leverage this experience today in this panel. Let's go then to Bogdan Nastase from Transfond. Bogdan, what's the role in this specific ecosystem of innovation go-to-market of the role of Transfond?
So, good morning. So, from my perspective, our role is to build bridges among the banks and to have all the entities at the same table, to align them and to deliver value to the payment service provider and in the end to the end customer. So it's very challenging because you have to handle all the aspects, not only the technical ones, but regulatory parts, and to be in the market is very challenging nowadays. There are a lot of technologies. We have to consider the habits of the end user, which are changing these habits. So we are sitting together, we are discussing, and then we are delivering products to the payment service providers. We are the local ACH. So, yeah.
You all have an important role, and we all know about this. All the banks and the fintech and technology providers in the room, and we will get back to this role. I will tell you a little bit about me. Also, if you don't know me, I'm Cosmin Cosma. I'm the president and chairman of the Romanian Fintech Association, and also co-founder and CEO of Finkware, one of the TPPs licensed by the National Bank of Romania. Pretty much into the PSD2, PSD3, open finance, and everything related to fintech. And it is my honor to have this discussion today with these guests. Let's go to the topic, and I will go this way. You know, it's my role as a fintech founder to be disruptive. So I will try to push a little bit the dynamic of this conversation so that we don't, I don't know how much coffee did you had in the morning, but we need to stay awake. So Bogdan, tell me, and everybody, I believe we will do like a round, which is the technology or the 2-3 technologies which are very much impacting right now on medium to short term the financial ecosystem.
Okay, so then I will start to talk about our current project. There is no other way.
tell the technologies, and then we go a little bit on projects, as you know.
So, yeah, QR code is a low-tech foundation for user experience. Greta has mentioned instant payments. We are operating instant payments. So the stands are full, the players are ready. We have instant payments in Romania. More than 70% from the non-card low-value payments are in the system. So we have a very good foundation for the next level, and yeah, I'm saying that the QR code is
so
there.
QR code, instant payments.
Yeah, they are.
And if I'm thinking of RoPay, isn't it open banking also?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not
okay.
yet.
Okay, I'm doing some previews.
RoPay is based on the. So we have a very good partnership with the Romanian Banking Association and the National Bank of Romania. And last year, Romanian Banking Association succeeded to have a vision, a document for payments. I would call it Vision 2025 as a new brand name, let's say, because as far as I remember, ECB had a Vision 2020 document, and yeah, and there are stated several use cases to be provided until 2025, like person-to-person, person-to-business, e-commerce, QR.
And RoPay is one of these,
No,
one of these directions.
RoPay actually is the whole system. I mean,
Okay.
there is a central system, and we are working with the banks and Romanian Banking Association, National Bank of Romania, to have all things in place, to have a standardized platform, and to go to the end user, irrespective of the e-commerce or the type of the end user, And the purpose is to trigger payments easier.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have instant payments, now all we need is to trigger payments to be initiated. Very, very easy and in a secure area.
And these needs also instant payments. So going back, we have QR code, instant payments, and some other projects that will leverage on this. Thank you very much, Bogdan. I will go to Manuel. Manuel, the technologies that do you think that are the hottest one that will impact on short to medium term the financial innovation?
Cosmin, I think this is a simple question with not so easy or not a so simple answer, because you have many technologies interacting at the same time, a lot of changes, but okay, I will go to the answer. I will say that in the short term, I think that artificial intelligence maybe is one of the most disruptive, because it's already having impact in many fields of the financial sector, and also on the payments scale, but also on credit scoring, on liquidity management, customer support, advisory, marketing, and so on. Also, the potential of digital ID related with the change on the eIDAS could change a lot the landscape for the payments. And I would say that the digital assets and the DLT, I think that the digital assets could have an impact depending on what will be the reactions once that we have a regulation. Once we have MiCA implemented, this will be a changing point, and we will see what is the scope and what is the value proposal of some of the initiatives with a clear regulatory framework, not only on the issuance but also on the services provided by crypto. And DLT could have a big impact in some of the sphere where we need a lot of infrastructure in order to provide trust among the agents. I'm thinking, for example, on wholesale, on cross-border, on trade finance. On all these areas, you need a lot of intermediaries and create some inefficiency and some cost. And this could be dramatically changing by DLT proposals. And this is one thing that we are analyzing.
DLT together with the eIDAS, if you combine these two trends, it's also something that will impact greatly the European market of payments. Yeah. And at the Romanian FinTech Association, we started a project of a blockchain and digital assets lab that we want to also to provide these kind of I would say a little bit of research and development at this stage, because it's still something not very clear on how this will go on a short term. Isn't it, Manuel? Or do you believe that we have right now a clear pathway for digital assets?
I think that the use of digital assets you need to finish the MiCA and see how to adapt to it. And regarding the DLT, I think that the DLT pilot regime from the European Commission is a big step toward having some security on the legislation to develop infrastructure based on DLT. This is a big change in order to provide a new regulatory framework. You already can launch some infrastructure that is based on DLT on production, that is recognized. And after 2 or 3 years of using this one, you can make a proposal for having a new regulation for that, adapted to that. Then I think that there are important changes on that we will see in the near future.
Hopefully, this will also be seen on the local market going forward. Raluca, what do you think? What are the technologies that will impact us and will come on us, let's say, in autumn or next spring?
So I will say, from the point of view of the Romanian market, how actually we saw that the market changed in the last years. We saw that actually customers changed the approach and actually the way they were used to interact with their data, with their money, and also the banks adapt to this change. So for sure in the next year we will see open banking and open finance from my point of view. Going to, let's say, more new technologies as DLT or MiCA, we will see if the Romanian market is, let's say, prepared or enough developed to actually accommodate these new technologies, because when we are talking about new technologies coming into the market and be successful, it's about actually if the market will embrace them, will adopt them. It's not only about promoting only the technology. So from my point of view, in Romania, for sure, we will have open banking, open finance, so actually changing the use clients, changing how clients are used to interact with the data, and also the banks being more open to share this information with new players. But for sure we will have AI, we will have, because already we have chatbots used by banks, so it's something that is already in the market. But also we have maybe new technologies coming from blockchain or from other type of, let's say, more disruptive technologies.
Thank you very much. So indeed, AI is the hot global trend. What do you think, Madalina? What are the technologies that will impact us soon?
I was thinking that you are looking at me because Microsoft just announced a lot of stuff from AI, so definitely we have a lot to say here. In terms of business trends, because my colleagues already mentioned some of them, definitely what I see, and I will bring a perspective also from the other countries, from Central Europe and South Europe, which we are covering now. We see some trends related to neo-banking. There are a lot of banks, old systemic banks, that are thinking to build neo-banks, and we see this happening in Greece, in Poland, in Czech Republic. There is a huge disruption coming from this area. Also embedded finance and open banking. Also we see a lot of retailers coming to regulators and asking for either becoming fintech, or they are asking for a banking license in order to start providing financial services. In terms of technology trends, definitely artificial intelligence, and when I say AI, definitely I'm talking about the new era of AI, because if until now we were thinking about some reporting, some machine learning, some chatbots that are part of AI and can disrupt the FSI industry, the new era of AI is talking about conversational AI, is talking about anticipating, predicting what will happen. It's much more than just analyzing a set of data as we were doing until now. So I'm sure that everybody heard about ChatGPT, OpenAI, and what you can do with ChatGPT, how you can ask a robot about anything. Even you can ask him to help you to launch an application because he will write the code for you, for example.
Yeah, one of the things that, thank you very much, Madalina. So AI, totally, it is clearly a game changer right now. But everything is based on the interconnectivity of the system. So AI can work if we have a remote digital identity, if we have and shareable digital identity, if we have data and open banking working very well. So I will go to Manuel this time, and I will ask him a question related to his previous role. Manuel, before having your right now role, you are more execution-wise in the innovation side. So you were a financial innovation division supervisor, yeah, or head. Correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm trying to ask you is, can you give us an image of the mission and the lines that you are searching in supervising and nurturing innovation to Bank of Spain, more concrete that you did in the previous intervention?
I'm sorry, but I need to correct a bit, because that is the Financial Innovation Division has been created like 6 years ago or something like that in Bank of Spain, and it's not engaged exactly on supervising the fintech, but on being like a point of contact, something similar to be an
innovation hub in Romania.
Yeah, okay. Something similar to this one, both to the incumbents and to the new players. Then our idea is, okay, we are part of the central bank, then we should take into account the risks of the new proposals or the risks of the use of technologies, but also have a more balanced view with the opportunities in order to have a more complete view of what's happening. This is due by creating a network networks, like for example with the Spanish FinTech Association, but also with all the departments of innovation for several banks, private banks. But also is complemented by the regulatory sandbox that has been created in Spain like 2.5 years ago.
Since 2.5 years ago. So you have a regulatory sandbox in Spain,
yeah, we are now in the fifth round.
So you have like cohorts, yeah? This is very interesting for us on a very, very clear way. So tell us a little bit about this regulatory sandbox. How does it work? What's the structure of it?
Well, the regulatory sandbox, it has been created by a law, then it has a structure of law and is relatively heavy to assess and the development of the sandbox because you have some important dates and important milestones that has to be complied. It's coordinated by the Treasury because it incorporates all the financial authorities, that is the security, the central bank, and also the pension funds and insurance sector authority, and also the data protection and AML.
So it's a state-owned regulatory sandbox for financial services. And who's the leader of it? The Treasury?
The Treasury coordinated. Then once some project apply for the sandbox, we decide who is going to be the lead authority that manages this project. It has been assigned to some authority, but it will need the feedback from the rest of the authorities. Then once they enter, they sign a protocol with the project and develop an stages of proofs regarding the use of the technology together, and then they decide on calendar, what are the milestones that they want to cover, and publish a conclusion with the main results.
Okay, and it's a cohort-based. So you start a cohort and you give a structure of a domain field for innovation, or you just start the cohort, let's see what kind of projects will apply?
Yeah, we have like 2 per year, and then we ask who want to ask for the sandbox, they apply, we evaluate, and sign the protocol and begin the process of proofs. And there's some overlapping with the projects, and once that they finish, we have some conclusions, identify what are the main regulatory barriers, and now the main challenge in order, because this is a new tool and we have to adjust, now the main challenge is how we can pass all these discussions to begin or to change or to discuss about possible regulatory changes. This is the most tricky part, but independently on this one that is very complicated, for most of the people that apply to the sandbox and finish the project is very useful because it's an intense discussion with all the authorities at the same time. You begin to understand the language of the regulators, what are the expectations, you fit better your project and adequate better your project to the regulatory expectation, and at the same time they get more endorsement in order to get more funding or whatever, then it's very important for them.
Well, in 2008, when FCA from UK started the FinTech movement, they put themselves as a target to search for the indicators of success after 7 years. You have this sandbox for 2.5 years. What do you think? You are on a good progress of success? There are some very concrete results after this sandbox?
That is, we do not develop any kind of hard indicators as the FSI is developing. They have a more ambitious one with more scope and more resources for that. There is a question of resources inside of the authorities to develop this one. This is very consuming on resources. But we have some meetings and we organize some workshops with the firms that pass from the sandbox, and the experience is very good
it's an educational experience. But do you see potentially a unicorn coming after a unicorn startup coming after these cohorts? Really?
Not really. That is because one of the requirements is that the project should be mature enough in order to be proof. That is, it's not a space for going with some initial idea and testing it and developing it. You need to have other initiatives. For example, we have a call for interest in order to develop projects using wholesale CBDC for infrastructure. You need to have more agile ways in order to do this one. But this is more thinking for, okay, I have a project, I have a very mature project, and I need to test it with the regulatory, with the regulators. And some regulators, or that is, some projects already have some discussion and some change on the law. On the insurance side, they already have some initial change on that. Then I think it's quite positive. At the beginning, the expectations were quite high. They think that the sandbox is going to be useful for everything, and now most of the projects are fitting more for what is used for the sandbox. And it's when you have a clear project, you have a clear thing that you want to launch. Before doing that, you need this intense regulatory discussion with the authorities. Because if not, you are going window by window, you take a lot of time to speak with
that's it. Yeah, so it's an accelerator for sure for fintech innovation. It's a very good study case framework for the national bank, so that they understand how these technologies are going to go. Thank you very much. I went deeper into this because it is a very, very interesting topic for us in the local ecosystem. And I'm going right now to Raluca. Raluca, let's go to discuss directly on the very, very specific projects that National Bank of Romania is working right now and then is doing the work to implement them.
Yeah, we also have a regulatory sandbox project in place. Actually, in the last year, we investigate a lot on how actually other central banks and other member states develop such instruments. Also Spain was included in our assessment. It's actually something that will be with final results at the end of June, so we will have all the results and the conclusion of the assessment. We had this project actually covering two main points. One is to understand, as I said, how other central banks developed and implemented this type of tool in the central bank, the resources that are needed, the skills and all these elements. And the other one was on the fact that investigating the opportunity from the point of view of fintech companies, yeah, because at the end they will be the users of this regulatory sandbox. And that's why we had a lot of discussions with fintech companies, but we also included traditional players, because maybe some of the players will be interested in develop innovative solution, and we will have a result from this point of view also. So this was something that we have assessed in the last 1.5 years. As Manuel said, our investigation, like a preliminary conclusion, showed that actually it's not about, let's say, real results, maybe as fintech expected before entering into a regulatory sandbox, but it's about actually like a learning exercise, educating exercise for fintechs and for central
I was
banks.
dreaming of unicorns, inorog, how it's called in Romania,
I think we should remain on Earth.
Okay. And some other projects that you are right now?
Yeah, so this is actually on the line on fintech, let's say supporting innovation, but we are also looking on not necessarily traditional players, but still banks and other type of payment service providers in order to implement new solutions. That's why we had some initiatives on instant payment solution, the adoption of instant payments, because we are also let's say, encouraged by the fact that we have the European regulation for instant payments in euro. We have to be ready to have instant payments in our national currency.
And finally, we have the tipping point right now. As we speak, we can say that instant payments took it off.
Yeah, this is very important for us as a catalyst role, and also we had a lot of recommendation for the security of funds, or for the funds of the client, because phishing is another element that is very important for the central bank, so ensuring the security of payments. That's why we issued a lot of recommendations, and also we say to our banking community to implement solution in order to protect better the clients. And here we are talking about actually identifying and matching IBAN code with beneficiary name, which is actually not possible today without us having this specific solution implemented. We are talking about real-time monitoring tools, because it's needed to have real-time decision tools when payments are actually processed by clients, initiated by clients. So this is from this point of view,
including the tools on open banking, API availability that you already have.
This is actually the last point, but also very important for us, open banking, and actually supporting the adoption and the development of open banking in Romania. You already know that we have we used a solution in the last 2 years for monitoring the availability and the performance of the APIs developed by the banks. It was actually a very useful tool for us. I know that we are the only bank in the European Union using this type of solution actually, and it shows us how actually banks adapted their APIs, but also it was like a message for our community that central bank is very close looking at this open banking ecosystem, and it's very important to increase actually the availability and the performance for the APIs.
Okay, thank you very much, Raluca, for getting into details on the projects. And I know that there is also some projects that even Microsoft is trying to push on the market. Let me know a little bit on this, and let's be very concise because the time is pushing us.
Yeah, I will not speak too much about the big demand on use cases with OpenAI. We have a lot of banks asking for pilots for this. Also, I don't have time to speak about Microsoft Cloud for FSI, although I would like to speak about this very interesting platform. But I will mention about a very interesting initiative that we did during the last months with a very good persons and very nice people. I will tell you about a digital sandbox that we started to create. It was an idea. We were discussing internally how to support better the fintech environment in Romania, the banks, how we can also come to National Bank of Romania with some ideas on how to bring more innovation on the market. And this was one of the topics that we raised, why we shouldn't build a digital sandbox where we will gather fintechs, banks, even retailers if they want to come and join the digital sandbox. So basically we went more further. We didn't stop at the regulatory sandbox, which is a place where, yeah, you can get some forms, you can apply, it's easy to do. Actually, we created a pilot together with our partners from Trement Publicis, and together with Romanian FinTech Association, and I would like to thank you very much to some people here, to Nick, to you, to Dan, that supported us in delivering this. Right now we have a platform, a digital sandbox. It's already done. It's a live platform. And for everybody that will want to see it and to see the demo, after the coffee break, my colleagues, Anna and Sorin, and Marius from Trement Publicis, they are there and they can show you what this digital sandbox is doing.
Technology is here with us, so in the coffee break you can see it at work. I will go to transform a little bit and very short some points because still we need to have some topic to discuss. The projects. List the projects that are right now the hottest projects of Transfond. Transfond is kind of the biggest fintech in Romania, owned by the banks.
I will tell you about the project and you will tell me if the Transfond is the biggest fintech, okay? Because yeah, it's not important the name or how you call it Transfond. We are saying, and National Bank of Romania is saying that it's a local clearing house. But I will tell you about the current project and you will tell me this, okay? So it's, as I said, after the instant payments, we said that we have the foundation to build another layer for the payment service provider to integrate with this new layer to allow and to facilitate payment initiations for the end users, okay? we knew from the European Payments Council there is a QR code standard because European Payments Council is targeting interoperability. So we have TIPS, we have instant payments in Europe, but we also have this QR code standard that will allow the final consumer to go with a smartphone and pay in Europe based on instant payments, account to account. And we said, okay, it's the next level, the next layer we should build on instant payments. And we worked with our technology provider Montran, and now the project is on a test environment, is open for the banks. We have several use cases that the banks will provide to the market: person-to-person payments, person-to-business meaning that a very small company will be able to download a QR code, a sticker, yeah, to put it on there and to generate payments in his or her account. But also e-commerce. E-commerce apparently is very hot topic in Romania, and person-to-person, because we are on the same table with the banks, and the feedback is, the feedback is very, very positive for person-to-person and e-commerce. When we are talking about e-commerce, the technology will enable deep link, so you will have on the same, on your mobile phone, you will have the mobile app and the merchant app, yeah, on the same device, and the experience is very, very nice. We have a proof of concept. Whoever wants to see this flow.
It's very good to know that Transfond is working a lot in the user experience of these payments, and we saw some things lately, including the payment with the number of the phone. Yeah, so it's like a service that that it takes also more and more adoption. And hopefully, yeah, we will see also these kind of new developments with the QR code. Thank you, Bogdan. I will go to, you know, it's very lucky for us, Manuel, because we have the Bank of Spain here at the stage, and on the 1st of July, Spain will have the presidency of the European Commission, and then on the 28th of June, there will be two packages which will make our summer hot. It's the PSD3, and the second is the Open Finance Initiative. And I want to ask you directly on this hot topic. What do you think? What will be the development after, you know, starting the presidency, and what do you think our summer will look like?
First of all, a disclaimer, I'm not the regulatory part, this is the Treasury, and this involves, obviously, at the advisory role, the central bank, but it is part of the payments department, but I will try my best in order to do the presidency. First, let me start by one thing that is very related with my job, and it's also one package that will came on, one proposal that will came on 28th of June, and is the legislative package, the legislative proposal for the digital euro. This is a critical thing from our side. Something that we are expecting, that is, as you know, we are in the research phase from the Eurosystem. In October, we'll take the decision to enter or not in the preparation phase. There is a lot of detail on how the digital euro should be developed, and in the ECB webpage, you can find all the materials that are shared with the private sector, with the European Retail Payment Board, and with the Advisory and Markets Committee. But there are a lot of things that we need the feedback and the proposal from the legislators. This includes privacy, competition, access, legal tender, AML, a lot of things, and this is critical for this project. Regarding your question on open finance and PSD3, that is, I think that there are a lot of things that need to be fixed, that need to be improved, and this has been discussed in the previous panel. I think one is regarding the perimeter, regarding the possible better define some exceptions related with, for example, with the role of payment agents or with the role of limited networks, and explain better the concept of e-money. Another area that we need to improve is how to prevent fraud, in particular with social engineering, and this is one thing that we need to advance on this one, and of course the access of TPP to payment accounts. I think that we need, after the experience of the PSD2, we need more harmonization on the criteria, on the information that need to be provided, on the use of consent. And last but not least, I think that a very critical issue, I know that is going to be able to be developed in the presidency, in the Spanish presidency, but this is one target, and is to have more consistency between all the legislative packages, that the PSD3, the Open Finance, MiCA, GDPR, EIDAS. There are a lot of things in common between them, and we need more consistency in all these packages.
It's like, you know, that there is, when some people are gathering together, there are these stages, forming, norming, and storming. Yeah, we had the storming of PSD2. Right now it's the norming, creating the norm. Yeah, and then it will be performing. I heard my friend from Visa, Konrad, saying about the impact of PSD2. I would say it's not quite an impact. It's more like the beginning of the game, is the prehistory that we lived. And right now is the real history that should come. And by the way, at Romanian FinTech Association, because I need to advertise a little bit our contribution to this stage, we have specifically to these two things. One is the open finance. We have an working group that we will officially launch very soon. It was launched under, it is called ROBI, Romanian Open Banking Initiative, and it includes already the TPPs that are here in the market, but not only the regulated Romanian TPPs, but also the passported TPPs like TrueLayer, Iris Solution from the other countries. And hopefully very soon we will invite also the banks to be part of these discussions in the ROBI working group. And the second initiative of the Romanian FinTech Association, and this ROBI working group is led by Ana Maria Georgescu from Smart FinTech. I don't know if she is in the room. Yesterday, yeah, Ana Maria, you are there. Yesterday she was a discussion at the European Commission in Brussels with the European Digital Finance Association. That we are Romania is the founding members, and also there is another working group and the initiative led by Nick on the CBDCs and digital euro initiative. These kind of things are embedded in the initiative that Nick is creating this project. So we are doing also our part in this ecosystem. We are very happy to see that these kind of dialogues are open, and National Bank of Romania is welcoming this kind of dialogues. And by the way, Raluca, taking from here, how the summer will look like for the Romanian specific. We have also, by the way, we have the 1st of June, I forgot, we have this extension of the strong customer authentication for the open banking, isn't it? All the banks are prepared, because us, the TPPs, on the 1st of June, will ask everybody to have 6 months, not 3 months, on the strong customer authentication, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I think the summary actually will be very crowded from the regulation point of view. So this is something that is sure, because we already have DORA published and it will be enforced in 2 years. We have a final decision for MiCA, so maybe in 2 months it will be published. We have the package on open finance, PSD3 review, and we have also digital euro coming at the end of June, and we are also almost finalizing the regulation on instant payments in euro. So for sure, these are a lot of initiatives only if we are looking from the payments ecosystem point of view, but still we have also AI, cloud, and other type of rules coming up from the
Well,
European authorities.
these are the desserts. We started with appetizers with the PSD2. We are going to the main course right now in this summer and the next year, and then it will be like the dessert with AI and blockchain and the other things, yeah?
We will see, but for sure, actually, that if we are looking at PSD2, yeah, indeed, it might be the case that it didn't succeed in reaching all the objectives that the Commission had in mind. But it's for sure that today banks and fintechs and also regulators are more open to dialogue and more open to understand the market needs and actually to regulate in order to support innovation. So I'm sure that banks are also ready to implement the new requirements on strong customer authentication for you as a TPPs and to extend the term. But also they are ready to welcome PSD3 and to support better communication and dialogue with you, with fintechs.
As a representative of the fintechs, I also want to say that we are very optimistic because, like Greta said, when PSD2 was formed, yeah, the members of European Fintech Association didn't exist at all. Yeah, so there is a certain species of businesses that started to be after PSD2. Yeah, these new species is right now growing. They are out of the egg. They are starting to be a dialogue partner for regulators and banks. Hopefully, we are going to the level needed for this kind of dialogue, and we are doing our best to to take the maturity and have this kind of dialogue. But what's happening here at CE Payments Forum and what happened last year and what is happening, these kind of conversations are, the part of the game, the right playground to move the things forward. And I also want to tell you that this is, very nice here in the National Bank of Romania, but there are several other opportunities, and I want everybody to be invited, and I know a lot of you are coming to Unchained FinTech Festival, which is a Central Eastern European event, which is held in the medieval fortress of Oradea for 2 days, exactly after the next day after the PSD3 and Open Finance package will be out there. So I want to invite you personally to this event as well. To my speakers, like the last remark, what do you think, starting with Bogdan, and let's make a round, what do you think it is let's say the word that describes the current status of technological innovation into the financial services?
No, in one word it's difficult, but I will say that the technology is everywhere. The most challenging part is to know what to do with technology, to be relevant. Otherwise, technology is everywhere.
Thank you.
I agree, technology is everywhere, it's in every part, and we need to know how to adapt the regulatory framework with speed, but also with consistency, to have a safe innovation inside of the financial services, because it's more critical for the economy than other sectors, and we need to redefine how to adapt the framework.
Thank you.
Yeah, the same also, actually, to embrace technologies, but also ensuring a safe environment for payments and protect customers.
Thank you very much.
The role.
And Madalina?
What I can assure you from Microsoft side, we will continue to be together with you, working on the digital sandbox, to continue to create new collaboration pathways between fintechs and the banks and the National Bank. We will definitely continue this, supporting this idea. In terms of regulation, because this was discussed, we also have a busy summer. We are aligning to DORA regulations. We already announced EU data boundary, that we are compliant with it, because we want to make sure that the entire technology that we are providing is aligned with all the regulations coming from EBA, from European Union, related to FSI sector.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. It's not, still there is no time for questions, but we are lucky that it is right now the coffee break, and you can jump on these marvelous speakers that I had today and ask them very specific questions about their expertise. Thank you very much.